We have a lot to unpack this week, Mayan.
Yes, we do. There's a lot.
Y'all, we got a lot to unpack. Like, it's been a crazy week. As we've been seeing on social media, we've been seeing a lot of random, mysterious deaths. People are being murdered right in front of our eyes. Rest in peace to all the lives that we lost. But it's been crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been really, 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 really crazy.
yeah,
And we want to jump right into that topic because it's been all we've been seeing. Like that's literally all I've been seeing is Charlie Kirk, Romika Meeks,
hmm
and Irana Zaruska. All of those people are just in my timeline
yeah,
because over the last 7 days, these people have been murdered unjustly in cold blood.
yeah. It's been crazy. I saw the Charlie Kirk video.
Hmm.
My homeboy Chris showed me the video in the gym, and it was when it happened. It was shocking. I thought it was AI.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't look real.
Yeah,
Right there in front of our eyes. And it's been a lot of debates behind the Charlie Kirk death. And we're going to get into Romika and Irana's next. But we want to talk about Charlie Kirk first
right.
because his death has really showed how wicked people can be because people have been celebrating his death, which is absolutely horrifying and disgusting to see somebody celebrating the death of somebody regardless of his political views and things he said. I mean, everything things he said, some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. However, that's still no reason to celebrate somebody being murdered in front of their children, their wife, and the world. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think death should not be celebrated at all. But sometimes I think what's happening in this situation, I'm not no political commentator or
Hmm.
anything of that nature, but I feel like people are attaching his death to his political statements and statements that is made in the past about black folk.
Right.
The deaths of George Floyd and Zimmerman and some of the statements he's made in the past. So people are kind of really matching what happened to him with the statements that he's made in the past when you know
And
other
that
people
sucks.
die. You know what I'm
And that
saying? So
sucks and that's sad because I had no idea who Charlie was. And when I went on social media, I seen the first clip I seen was him talking about the George Floyd thing.
right.
And somebody had posted a clip basically saying, yeah, Charlie got what he deserved and things like that. And I'm like, let me see who this guy is.
Right.
And when I seen that clip, I'm like, okay, let me dig a little bit deeper. So then I started seeing my brothers and sisters in Christ mourning the loss of Charlie Kirk.
Right.
My Christian brothers and sisters mourning the loss of Charlie Kirk. I said, let me dig a little bit deeper. And then I seen how much he stood for when it came down to his religious beliefs.
Right.
Now, I'm a Christian, and one thing that I can say that I did see him do a lot was speak strongly and boldly about Jesus Christ and about his faith. And I seen a video where it says, if you died, what do you want to be remembered for? And he said his faith. That just really, really hit home because at the end of the day, if you're a godly person, if you are a religious person, if you have some sort of heart and soul, you're not going to celebrate nobody dying at all. Nope, not dying. Nobody being murdered in cold blood. You're not going to do that. So that's just point blank, period. Is completely wicked. I don't care if he said things negative about me personally. I'm still not going to,
Right.
like, I never even when people like without a rap beef and stuff and they kill each other back and
Yeah.
forth, like that's still it's still not you're not supposed to celebrate somebody being murdered. That's completely evil. That's wicked. And obviously you need to check your soul. Check your soul if you're celebrating the death of somebody being murdered. That's all I
Nah,
have to say.
I totally understand. I mean, the death of anybody should not be celebrated at all. I'm kind of like in the middle with that because I see why people I not celebrating the death, but I see why people are kind of like, okay, because some people are saying, well, it should have happened to him. Well, like that was going to happen to him based on what he was saying, the political statements. I feel like that's not. that's not at par with the death. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be celebrated. But you know, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. I understand why people have the sentiments that they're kind of
Well,
displaying
one thing I
towards
can
that.
say that he said that, you know, he said some things. I've seen some
He
things
said
he
a
said that
bunch of wild stuff.
it is. But some things he said I seen that I did not agree with.
Right.
I didn't. But some things he said that I did agree with. And it was about black people.
Right.
And I did agree 100% with him. He said, you know, 97, 87, whatever the percentage was of black children are going to be raised without a father. I agree. Yeah. Who's going to argue that? You know, so you know that he's not saying nothing wrong. I think people are just upset because of the messenger. They're
Right.
because of the messenger. Because if it was a black person saying that, I feel like it wouldn't be as harsh. You know, it wouldn't be racist or anything like that. But he did say some things that I did disagree with. So
Yeah, like,
let's see if we can get one of his clips going.
Right.
There was a clip where there was a clip where he said something. The first clip where he said something about okay, let's see what he's saying here.
Right.
This was so true. We're gonna get the clip pulled up, y'all. Bear with us. Let's get this clip.
While we waiting on the clip to show, he said something crazy about black women being less intelligent and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
But you know,
I haven't seen that one. But like I said, he said some things that I can agree with. He said some things that I disagree with. So you know, either way, with me,
death should not be celebrated.
It shouldn't. That's the bottom line. Like regardless of who it is. Trump said a lot of things, and if he was to get murdered, I would feel the same way. You know, you shouldn't celebrate nobody just being killed in cold blood, as well as the other.
Showed up with her.
Right. Yeah, man, it's complicated, and I feel like it's political.
I think this is it. Let's see.
Right there?
Yeah, let's see what he said.
The experiences of marginalized individuals.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
Okay, and I'm sure
there are different types of microaggression. There's micro assaults. Those can be like explicit but subtle actions.
Larger than that, Charlie.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live when I
Those micro insults.
About 2/3 of all black youth will be raised without a stable father around. And I know it's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Micro invalidations.
Say what? Say the word.
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
It derogatorily.
Yes.
No, I think you're lying.
Dismissals of the other, and it often negates the experiences of marginalized individuals.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying happy
There's a lot of things. I'm sure he said that, black people will be outraged for. Bottom line, it's not okay to celebrate the deaths of nobody. And rest in peace to the way I feel about it, rest in peace to a brother in Christ. He was a believer. He had faith. He spoke the truth. He spoke the gospel. And in my opinion, his time on this earth has ended, and God needed him back. So that's just what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go back and forth because I don't want to argue about it. Because I don't want to argue and I don't want to debate nobody about it.
It's a lot of politics and behind that, and it's a lot of it's very systematic, and it's a lot of undertones, and it's very multifaceted. It's not a simple subject to get into.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Bottom line, we should not be celebrating anybody dying.
Yeah.
So
somebody being murdered. And then that's the same thing that ties into Romika Meeks. Rest in peace to Romika Meeks. Beautiful girl. I don't know if y'all know her story, but she was dropping her son off at school, and allegedly the baby father and his other baby mom popped up on them.
And she's now in custody. Becca was rushed to Stroger Hospital, but she didn't make it. What makes this worse? Rebecca's ex, who goes by Carlos Way online, wasn't arrested. He even posted on Facebook, "Worst day of my life," but people in Chicago are saying he's the real reason this tragedy even happened. There's disturbing video of the aftermath spreading online. Rebecca's sister is begging people to stop sharing it. It's traumatizing for the family. And the hardest part, that note in her son's lunchbox. It read, "Happy Monday, son. Today is a fresh start. You're the coolest, smartest, funniest kid I know. Mommy loves you." Heartbreaking. A little boy lost his mom forever, and now the Chicago tragedy alert. Imagine this. 31-year-old mom Rebecca Meeks writes a sweet note for her son, slips it into his lunchbox, drops him off at school, and just hours later, she's gone.
I lost my sister. I would never see her again.
Here's what went down. Around 9 a.m. on South State Street, Rebecca ran into her ex and his new girlfriend, Holly Johnson. Even though there was a restraining order, he still showed up with her. Things got heated. Rebecca and Holly started fighting. Witnesses say Rebecca had Holly in a headlock. That's when Holly pulled out a gun and shot Rebecca in the face. Police arrived within minutes. Holly stayed on scene, claimed self-defense, saying, "I have a license to carry."
It was horrific. It was horrifying. And it's something that you do not want to see.
Her gun was
Fine. And it's evil.
Ooh.
And what
That's
we
crazy.
don't see is all of this is way bigger than us just being people. This is a full-blown war against good and evil. Okay, this is a spiritual war we are battling here. Evil is really taking control of people. People are being demonically possessed, and people are so desensitized to good things and evil, good things and bad things, that when something tragic happens, it seems normal.
Right.
And that's because the culture, that's because social media, the world, the government, whatever you want to say, has made all of these small, tiny, little bad things seem not so bad.
Right.
So it desensitizes people. So when things like this happen, it can just all seem normal, but it's not normal. This is a full-blown spiritual war. Spiritual war. And I'm sure believers already see what's going on right here, right before our eyes. So lock in with God, get your spirituality right. Because the time is coming to where this is about good and evil.
I
This
think
is
it's
a
crazy.
spiritual
Like
war.
I agree with you when you say that we've been desensitized because kind of like, not to go to the previous subject. I mean, we just watched a man being killed on social media, right? And
Mhm.
now this happens and in front of everybody. I feel like you should be careful who you get involved with. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I feel like there would have been signs for the dude to know that the girl she was with has those kind of tendencies. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you should be careful who you get involved in a relationship
Yeah,
with.
and even if you don't know, because we all can't be careful, we all can't know what kind of person we all can't know what kind of demons can come out of a person. We can't possibly know that just off meeting somebody. Why? Because we are all not in tune. We ain't in tune. We're not paying attention to those signs. These things seem normal when whole time, these people are showing signs of being a little deranged or crazy, or lacking spirituality, or lacking, or not believing in God, or not knowing who God is. Like it's hard to see that in the beginning, because everybody's just so focused on what feels good in that moment. But I don't think that he could have seen that. I mean, I think that this was anger, this was hate.
But for her to pull out a gun at the school and for them to go there, because it said he was not even supposed to be there in the first place, and he pulled up with her, and then she pulled a gun. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he should have been in control. Like, listen, let's not do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? From when she had her in the chokehold, like it said in the video,
Mhm.
and then it escalated to when she pulled out the gun and shot her in the face. I feel like it's real crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
It seemed like something that could have been premeditated.
Avoided.
It could have been avoided, but it seemed like it's something that baby mama wanted to do.
Yeah.
She that was premeditated. That was something that she wanted to do.
And he went along with the ride, right? Because they
that's what
went
it looks
together
like.
because he wasn't even supposed to be there in the first
That's what it
place.
looks like, and based off the videos I've been seeing, it's like, the baby mama who's now deceased was like trying to keep him away, like leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered, and blocking him and things like that. But it's a sad situation for the Black community, for the city. It's crazy.
It's just sad when relationships end up like that, or
I
when
mean,
they go that way.
I mean that's probably like the worst. Like that's like the worst outcome that you can ever even imagine, to even happen. But like I said, people lack God. They don't know God. People ain't in tune with a spirit, with a higher power. They're just not in tune. And to not even consider that this is your child's sibling, like this is crazy. Like to not even consider that this is going to affect your child as well. So it's just all crazy. It's sad. People lack love. They lack empathy, and most of all, they lack God. And that's just the truth.
And I'm curious to hear what our listeners think about that. Like how could that been avoided? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a crazy situation. How can you avoid, being in a relationship with somebody who's potentially very can erupt at, temper issues and stuff like that? Can you see that off the gate? Or when you see it, what are the signs? Or, is it something that could have been avoided? Because that's real crazy right there.
And then to the third person who lost their life this week was Irana Zaruska.
I'm glad you said it because I couldn't pronounce
This
her
was
name.
one video that really had my spirit disturbed. I was like disturbed. It gave me anxiety watching it. Let's take a look at this poor girl losing her life on a train. And then, I've seen the full clip. We are watching her life. It's like
that's crazy.
Some things your spirit it's just not meant to see. Your eyes and your spirit is just not meant to see. And I knew that was one of them, because it was just horrible watching this poor girl lose her life like this on a train, getting off work. She tired. She get off work. She not even from here. She came here because she wanted to flee. What is it? What is it?
Like the war or something
Yeah,
like that?
she is Ukrainian.
Oh, Ukrainian.
So
So they got the war going on over there.
Yeah, so she wanted to flee. She thought coming here was safer. And poor girl lost her life. To just evil.
That is crazy. And again, the unfortunate thing is, by tomorrow, this would have been forgotten. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. Like this was news when it happened. The next day, people have forgotten about that. You know, that's crazy. And another thing, you don't know who you sit next to. You go to the mall, you go to the store.
Yeah, I always try to keep watch. Yeah, I always try to keep watch of your surroundings and things like that. It's so sad that happened to that girl. It's scary. Stay prayed up. Okay, if you don't know God, get to know him. Okay, this is now is the time to get to know him. I pray for all of the people who lack love in this world. I pray for all of the people who are mourning the loss of someone. And most importantly, I pray for those who do not know God. I pray for those who do not know God. And I pray that things could just come to a halt, come to peace, because we need peace. And that's my take on it, because it's giving me chills.
Yeah, that's
giving
crazy.
me chills.
I feel like it, and it's one of those situations that you cannot avoid. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations to where it can happen to anybody.
It can.
You know what I'm saying? I saw a thing that I think somebody got shot up in the church some few weeks ago. Something you could be in the church and somebody could harm you these days. People do not have any boundaries these days. I mean, at school and stuff, like the video that we just saw. So, hey, you just got to keep your head on the swivel. Literally. It's like a war zone everywhere now.
It is. It's a spiritual war going on. If y'all don't know, y'all should know by now that it is a real life spiritual war going on. And You know, like I said, pray for those who don't know God. Most importantly, pray for those who don't know God. Because these are the scariest times to be in. And I just heard today one of my clients was telling me about a man in Dallas getting his head chopped off. Okay, so if
Beheaded.
those are not demons, I don't know what it is, because
Somebody
it
getting
is,
their head chopped up in
yes,
2025.
it is crazy.
That's crazy.
It is absurd out here. So y'all stay prayed up, okay?
Yeah, y'all hit us up on 469-796-6719 hotline.
Yes.
Because we want to hear one of y'all thoughts
Definitely.
on some of these topics we talking about today.
Give us a call. Chime in on the live chat. We got the live going on. Give us a call. Tune in. Continue to tune in. Share it. Like it. Comment. We in there.
We appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
So, my bad.
Okay, we need a moment after that. That was one of them topics. We needed a moment after that.
Woo. Okay, so we have a question of the week.
Question of the week.
I know what y'all feel about this, but the question of the week is social media ruining dating or marriage?
Is it ruining dating and marriage?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that it plays a part,
right,
in relationships these days, but I don't think that it's directly ruining it. I don't think that it's directly ruining it, but I do think it plays a major part in relationships. I'm not in a relationship, so I can't really say what's going on for certain, but I do know that I can only imagine what it's like being in a relationship with social media, because it's like, it's always something. It makes you want something better or something different. It makes you, you give your partner or give your relationship something to be compared to, when, some of these things are not realistic or not. So, I think it does play a big part.
I think it does. It kind of gives people perceptions. You know what I'm saying? You because the subconscious is always alive, right? You have somebody in the house, you married, and you always looking on social media. You know what I'm saying? You don't think you're taking these things
right.
You know, you're looking at your significant other, and then you're looking on social media. She don't do this, or he don't do this. And you think you have options because people are really showing the highlight reels on social media.
Exactly.
And now you bent out of shape, thinking you could get that, but it's not really what it is. So I feel like it exacerbates the situation that might have been already there. I mean, if you were somebody who the player type, social media just makes it easier for you to kind of move like that. And you somebody who's insecure, it kind of make it easy for you to kind of, you know what I'm saying? It exacerbates what was already there. So I feel like it really, it affects the dating world,
it does.
marriages and all that. I feel like it do.
Heck yeah. And then like in this day and age, you just gotta stay prayed up, man. Like, stay prayed up, take things serious. The whole social media thing is just an illusion. Like, people are living in this whole fantasy thing. So I definitely think that it does play a big role on making and breaking.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
For me,
I got a question. So would you, as a woman, if you were to get in a relationship with somebody and and he told you that for you to be in a relationship with me, I want you to get off social media. No social media at all.
Okay.
What would you do? How do you feel about that?
So with me personally, if I was not running businesses, okay, if I wasn't running businesses and, doing things like that, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I would want to know the deeper issue, because he could be telling me to get off social media because his own insecurities, and if it goes deep into that, then that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. And I will hope and pray that, I wouldn't have a man or meet a man or be with a man who would be that insecure, especially when me personally, I know that I'm not provocative or, I'm not doing all of that.
Right.
So, it should, no. But I run a business, so it's different. But if it was that case, if I had nothing else going on outside of my relationship or me and doing my own thing, then I would have no problem, because social media is a dangerous place. It is.
Well, I'm kind of, I'm kind of glad you agree.
Yeah.
Because, certain people be like, social media,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't losing that for nobody.
See, I mean, yeah, but me personally, I know how it is because I prefer a dude who's not social media savvy.
Right.
Like I prefer a dude who is not on social media.
Right.
So so I understand. I get it.
Okay. All right. So
thank God I'm single, okay? Thank God I'm single and I can focus on the things that matters most. But yeah. So yeah, that's the question of the week. And let us know what y'all think. Let us know if social media is ruining these relationships
the
and
phone
ruining
line's
these
kind of
marriages.
dead this week. What's going on, y'all? The phone line's kind of dead.
I know y'all. What's going on? We ain't getting no calls.
Is y'all watching?
Right? Where's the
subscribe?
call?
It's kind of, logo. Where you at, man? Shout out. Logo, we ain't got nobody.
We don't
ain't
got a
nobody.
call. Right? Usually people be calling in, but it's been a tough week.
It's been a tough week.
It's
man.
been a tough week.
I mean, me personally, I've been down with a cold. That's why I'm kind of like my voice is different inflictions and all that. I just got better. I didn't think I was gonna make it for this episode for the podcast, but I showed up, y'all. I showed up.
We got to give your ones for that. We got to give your ones for that because I know how hard it is going through a rough week and still having to show up. Man. Like literally still having to show up. So shout out to my young for being here. We appreciate that. But so what? I mean, we can get into the next topic.
Let's get into the next topic.
Hey,
man,
we ain't got no calls. That's cool because we got a little.
Get into the next topic.
What's the next topic? Hold on, put this on.
Ooh. Here it is. We're gonna watch a little video leading to the next topic.
Yeah.
Assuming that you're only doing this job because you want to be famous or you want to be on television. There's people who don't want to work with you because their wife might be jealous, even though you have nothing to do with them. Like there's all sorts of things that come with it, but there are benefits as well. But you have to take the good with the bad.
Let's see this.
I'm not going to sit here and like play victim, but there are things that you experience as in a pretty privileged space that are negative. There's a dark side to it, and that's just the reality. There are a lot of benefits to being a pretty woman.
Next topic,
right?
And yes, I understand that everyone doesn't think I'm pretty. I get it.
We get a call,
but
you are.
Thank you.
Let's be adults and
let's move on.
Right.
Let's move on.
Come on.
There are definitely benefits to it. There are advantages in certain spaces to being a good-looking person. There are also disadvantages. People don't take you seriously. People assume that you sleep with everyone. People assume that if you're being nice to them, that you're trying to sleep with them. People try to sleep with you, and if you don't sleep with them, then they retaliate against you or talk bad about you because their egos are hurt. People think that you are too sexual when you're just showing up in your body wherever you go. People are assuming that you're only doing this job because you want to be famous or you want to be on television. There's people who don't want to work with you because their wife might be jealous.
Hotline. Get it off your chest. Who we got on the phone?
Janae.
Hey, how you doing? What you got on your chest you want to get off with us today?
Girl, let's talk about these guys that, they claim they want the real thing, and when they get her, they don't know how to act.
Okay. That's some tea. Okay. So the guys, they claim they want the real thing. They claim they want a relationship and a real woman, but when they get a real woman, they don't know what to do with her.
Girl, they don't know what to do. They can't keep up the same, vibe they introduce you to, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
Well, do you got an example, caller? Is it something that happened to you? Can you give us like a little example so we could dissect the issue?
Yeah.
Better? Okay. So can. So I had a guy I was dealing with, and he said he wanted kids. He wanted to start, family, whatever have it. And I'm saying, like, if you get some of this honeycomb hideout, we go together real bad. Like, I'm not sleeping around with nobody. I'm not doing none of that. But I want commitment. And no, he was all for it. But of course, you make them work for it as well, because I'm not just going to give it up.
Yes.
And so it's like it's going okay. But then at the same time, when you decide to finally give him some, all of a sudden it's just like, nah, that ain't what I wanted. I don't want kids.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
See, you
He
know
sound
what?
he sound to me like
Oh boy.
he wasn't honest. It sounded to me like he was just going along with the conversation just to get the cookie, and then after that he bailed out. So the conversation in the beginning, because I think women got to be careful. Don't give out too much, because if you dealing with a dude and you tell him and you kind of like, this is what I want, and you kind of give it to him like that. Some guys are not gonna they're gonna play along just until it benefits them.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
And
I
that's
feel like
that's
that's
a
what
lot
happened.
of them. That's a lot of them. Most of them, a big chunk of them. Girl, you got to be careful and you got to be safe out here with the men, because
Most definitely.
like goes back tied into our social media question. These men are they I don't know what world or earth they living on, but one thing I can say is they not taking, the family thing, the girlfriend, that they not taking it serious, the wife, the happy life, they not taking it serious at all.
And I got a question. How long did you make him wait for?
Ooh, I made him wait about a year.
Whoa.
Well, that's good.
A year?
I made, and the reason why I made him wait is because you know how you get that hunch. You like, I don't feel like he for real, for
Not
real.
for real,
But at the
yeah.
same time, he kind of shows up in major ways, and
Hmm.
then it's just like, okay, you get that point to where, okay, like this dude can't even, you can't lead nothing. Like
Right.
if you can't plan a date, you can't do this, you can't lead me in my life, and you can't lead me to Christ and us be together.
Hmm.
And so, he tried to play that role to where he got it. And all of a sudden, he didn't want to do nothing no more, didn't want to commit, but he didn't know I played him.
So
Because in the end,
do you think he was sleeping with other people in that whole year, or you think he was waiting on you?
I don't know what he was doing, but I know I strapped up.
Yeah,
I
well.
don't play. I don't play that. I don't play that now.
She said she don't play that
I don't
at
blame
all.
her.
I
Period.
I
I
don't
And
don't
blame her.
play that.
and the other
Yeah.
I
question that
mean,
oh yeah, go
uh,
ahead, go ahead.
it is just like at the end, you just start to think like, okay, well, since I feel like you playing these games, I'm just gonna play you because I'm gonna just get what I want.
Right.
Because at
Right.
the end, I feel like you don't want to be true to what you said in the beginning. So now I just got to get what I want because I've been celibate. So I'm gonna get what I want, and then I'm gonna just let you do whatever because
Yeah.
I don't want you no more.
Yeah.
Because
Then
you
just
you
go
pick
and then just let him
yeah.
give him back to the streets where he came from. Because I mean, ultimately, both of y'all got what y'all wanted, and
Yeah,
got up
but
out of there. You can't. At that point, I wouldn't even expect him to even be this perfect kind of husband figure
Oh
type of
girl,
man.
no.
and
And
that's why.
and that's how I see him. I don't see him as that. But now, what I'm saying, he like on my TikTok, stalking, jocking, commenting all this kind of stuff. Like,
We
but
were talking about that
but
last week on
Yeah.
social media.
yeah. But when you had me, you didn't know how to act. So now you want to be, what I'm saying? Like,
He a
Yeah, let him
fan now.
go, girl. Let him
now,
go. I
right.
am a big fan of letting him go. He got what he wanted, and then it's like, what more do you want from me? So if when he try to come back, because they always try to come back. So when
Oh,
he
no,
try to come
ma'am.
back, what
No,
more?
ma'am.
I don't have nothing else to give you, girl. Let him go. Leave him alone.
And,
And
exactly.
I had a question. So you made him wait for a year, and then when he got the cookie, how long did it take him for him to kind of like say, "Well, I'm not into that no more"?
It was about maybe like a couple of months.
A
It was,
couple
it was a
months.
couple of
Mm,
months
Wow.
because my
Yeah.
thing was like he was
Mm.
working, I'm saying? Like he was working two jobs. And the
yeah.
thing is, I'm proud of him because he not out there. He's not really like a hustler guy. He ain't no scammer. He's like an honest dude. But at the same time, I feel like, what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to just have sex, you could have just told me that and gave me let
Yeah.
me make that choice.
They're
But
never honest in the beginning, sis. So hopefully
and
hopefully you learn something from this situation.
oh, most definitely,
Hopefully
most
you learn,
definitely.
and for the next go round and you meet the next dude, you know that they ain't gonna
Yeah, you
keep it
got to
on.
be careful, guys. We be doing that sometimes. We shouldn't be doing it, but sometimes we'll say any and anything just to get the box, and then after that we bail. So yeah,
Yeah,
you should watch out for that type
Right.
of dude.
it's
But
crazy.
That's true.
But you can't do that though. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is your karma is gonna be bad.
And hey,
You- you-
and
That
sit
way.
back and watch.
That way.
Sit back and
right. And
watch,
the thing
sister
is,
girl. Sit
and
back
the
and
thing
watch
is,
karma get him.
is and the thing is, I don't wish that on nobody, not never. But I feel like this, like you never gonna find nobody like me. You not. Because if I wasn't what you wanted, go find less.
Okay.
Because I know
Clock
what I
that.
bring to the table.
Clock
Right. I
that.
know what I bring to the table. Like I
Yes.
am the table. And I think
Yes.
that's one thing that it doesn't matter for male or female. Like we have to remember that, like what we bring to the table. And I'm not talking about monetary value.
Right.
Right.
I'm talking about how I could cover you in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Be that
Ooh.
woman that you need. Like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Come
saying? Like
on.
and be there, but it's just like you fumble me. Now you trying to spin the block. You ain't coming back.
But
The
the
door
thing,
He
but
is
the
trying to
thing
spin
closed.
the block.
is, honey, just listening to what you're saying, I don't even think he fumbled you, baby. God has protected you. God, that was God's
Yes.
protection. That's
And you know
that's how
what?
I always see it when it don't work out, and when they do, the the Lord will show you why that person wasn't for you. So yeah,
Yes.
you got to take the good in it. You got to take the good in it.
And you know what? And that's how I took it because I was never mad at God. Like, why does it work out? You know what I'm saying? Because like that's why I said to myself, like, damn, I don't even have no expectation for you. Because I know you probably I'm not I don't want to put him in a box. But at the same time, it's just like, do you keep dating the same spirit? Or is it just like, okay, these dudes is just out here faking and flogging and you know what I mean, going with the motion. But I didn't take it as
That
God,
is
you
true.
know, me being mad at God for that because I, as a woman in Christ, I have to remember like that was for my protection and it was guidance,
Yes. And
you
maybe he's
know,
trying to show
for
you
for.
something in this moment. Maybe he's trying to show you
Mhm.
that even though you waited that year for this man, just for this man to do the same thing that he was going to do if you waited a month, maybe God is trying to show
Mhm.
you that, in your wait, you know what I mean? Maybe wait
Yes.
until marriage next time. you know,
Yeah.
so we have
Maybe.
to take the lessons out of these situations and keep moving forward. Take the lessons and the good things that's going to come out of it and keep moving forward because baby, I'm gonna tell you now, I don't know how old are you, I don't know how old you is or how much
I'm
experience you got in
43.
it, but what I can tell you is God will continue to protect you and you're going to keep on stumbling over these same kind of dudes until you figure
Mhm.
out what the lesson is and learn from that. So
Mhm.
yes, girl,
Yeah.
seems like you it seems like you got your head on pretty strong there.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen to you again because I feel like you learned your lesson. Like
Yeah.
I ain't never, I feel like you know the signs from now. So we appreciate your call.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Had to support for
Okay,
real.
well, you have
Thank
a
you.
good
Please
weekend.
subscribe. Tell somebody, and yeah, we appreciate your call.
Have a good one.
Oh, you're welcome. You too.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Hotline. Get it off your chest. Hotline. Who we got on the phone?
Hi, this is Shay. I
Hey.
called in last week, so
Yes.
Hey,
and I was
Shay, what's
watching
going
in.
on?
Yes, get it
Well,
off your chest. Talk to us. We here. We here. We listening.
it's kind of a response to the last call because that was wild. That was
Okay.
like a whole wild situation to me.
Okay.
Right.
So pretty much, me and my homegirl the other day were talking about the Clarissa Shields situation. You know how she dating
Yes.
Papoose or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and that's like a married dude. And so people kind of always be like, oh, God, people are trying to be like, well, maybe God bringing them together, God, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, God ain't going to be involved in no mess, I don't think. And I don't think,
Yeah, I
and I
agree.
don't think that God is necessarily concerned
Mm-hmm.
about our romantic relationships like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like as Christians, I ain't no perfect Christian at all. But I'm just like, as Christians, I think we have bigger fish to fry.
Way bigger. I talked about it all beginning of the call, but yeah, go. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, I think as Christians we got bigger fish to fry. I don't think that God is concerned about our relationships like that. But I think I don't know. I don't see how we can be like, as a person, I was once celibate for like 6 or so years or whatever. I don't think that I'm no longer celibate. I don't think that waiting a year with a guy is gonna change the outcome if the guy doesn't have intentions for you
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I just thought that was a little bit wild. And then in the end, trying to like mix Jesus into it, that I was just like, no, I don't think he's gonna,
Yeah.
reward
Yeah.
us
And
doing
I
doing
think
wrong.
it being like me having those like a personal like a real life experience with what was going on and messing around with a dude, making him wait and things like that. For me, the biggest thing that I want women to get out of it, no matter where you are in your walk, your relationship with God, your celibacy, you have to be able to learn something from these things, because if you make a dude wait 6 months and he does XYZ, you make a dude wait a year, he does XYZ. It's something bigger in it, it's something bigger in it. And I think that we have to learn the message and the whole lesson behind these situations when we continue to get into these relationships hoping for different results when they all still ending up the same. So the only thing, I mean, is you got to change something got to be different. So as far as tying God into that, she seems like a God-fearing woman. And shout out to her, and hopefully
I ain't
she
trying
do
to attack
realize,
this.
hopefully she do realize that, God don't bless no mess, hopefully she do.
Yeah, and that's in all of our situations. And I just feel like it's a thing where I'm just like, I ain't gonna be like if I go sleep with a guy and it don't work out, I'm gonna be like, well, now I'm all of a sudden I'm real spiritual about it. It was just like, no, I want to sleep with that guy.
Going through those type of situations with dudes or getting your heart broke or being beat down to the lowest depths of who you are, it will lead you to God. That's the best thing. That's probably where you want to go, to God and to the streets.
And I got a question for you, caller. So, do you have any recommendations on how to get into a good relationship? Because I got something on the back of that, but I just wanted to ask, what are your recommendations on how to get into a good relationship?
Well, my last relationship lasted about 3 years.
Right.
And it wasn't any drama or anything like that. And the truth of the matter is, like, we slept with each other pretty early on.
Right.
I'm just like, so I don't think the time that you have sex with a person really dictate, I don't really think it dictates the outcome of a relationship. If a person just wants you sexually, it don't matter if it's a year down the line, that's all they want.
Yeah.
You really have to, I think what helped my relationship that I was in last so long is the fact that we actually liked each other.
Right.
And had a lot of things in common, that was beyond just, the basic stuff and the basic conversations we tend to have nowadays, where it's like, well, what's 50-50? How you feel about this and that? You kind of got to go beyond those things, talk about if you guys have actual shared values. And so that's why I was like, I'm not trying to attack sis on that other conversation, in that other conversation. We've all been there. But what I'm meaning is, I'm just like, oh, that person didn't share your values. So that person isn't going to care. And he has no care about you waiting a whole year. He don't share your values.
Yeah. He just wasn't the one. He wasn't.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm not attacking. I'm like, man, don't mix Jesus in it, because he didn't believe in Jesus the way you did.
Yeah,
like that's my way of feeling.
And I'm glad you gave that response to the question that I asked, because I feel like exactly like what you said. It's like sometimes, I mean, there is no recipe or there isn't any instruction book on how you can get in a perfect relationship. Like you said, you can get with somebody and have, we had an episode last time and y'all was asking if I could, get in a relationship with somebody I had a one night stand with. And I said yes, because, sometimes it could work. It might not work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was being,
he get passionate
keeping it a thou wow. I was like, yeah, there's no telling, right? You meet somebody, you know what I'm saying? And as long, I think personally how I feel, sometimes you could get it wrong. The thing is, this whole thing about relationship, you are gonna get burnt at some at some point. It's gonna happen. It's the luck of the draw.
You know what I'm saying? To be disappointed, because
it's gonna happen.
Disappoint.
It's gonna happen. It's part of life. And I think people, we approach relationships trying to get a perfect route, but it's part of life. It's like at one point in your life, you're gonna get disappointed, you're gonna cry, you're gonna have a heartbreak, you're gonna have financial problems. Somebody, you're gonna have a bereavement in a family, and relationships kind of go like that. But I think people get bent out of shape because we too busy trying to look for something that's perfect. It ain't gonna happen.
Oh.
Yes, and I think relationships we try to move too quickly in them or whatever, where it's just like, oh, we want everything to go as fast as possible. But since I'm getting out of my last relationship, I'm like, oh dang, I should have took more time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it like, that's why I was like, I'm not against someone waiting, but if you just holding off sex because you're afraid somebody's gonna leave, I think have sex with that person as soon as possible. I know that sound odd from all the other stuff I'm saying, but if that's what they want, then they'll quickly dip out and make room for somebody else.
Yeah. You know, somebody said to me years ago, and they said you should approach a relationship like a job. I'm gonna put my bid in, my application. Let me see what the job is. What's what's the salary? Is it? I'm gonna see how I go, and then I'm gonna give it a year, 6 months. Okay, after 6 months, okay, I'm gonna give it a year. Okay, I got a promotion. Okay, the benefits is this, down the third. I'm gonna stay 5 years. Okay, now put my, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good way of
and understand that you can be, somebody else can be looking for another position at the same time.
Exactly,
like, I think people, like that's the thing
put the
too.
beat in your job.
Right.
While you at the job.
Because I think women, we kind of rush to being monogamous in situations where we should kind of play the field.
Play the field for sure.
I've been there because play the field, but it's a hard thing to do.
And honesty play a big part.
Yeah, definitely need what we hope for that transparency and honesty. But hey, people are flawed. People are just people, and people are going to disappoint. So you got to take the good with the bad. As long as you get up and get a lesson out of it, don't let it happen again, and you're gonna be okay.
I agree. And I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
And this is the last thing I'm saying. Then I'm gonna get off the call.
Go ahead.
So lately, when I'm thinking about relationships, I think I'm starting to see that like every interaction you have with people is actually a deal. It's like, okay, am I buying what you selling? Right. And so if you look at that other person as a salesperson or whatever, you got to recognize it's like, it's not their job to help you. Like, my mom, she was upside down in the car one time and she was just like, oh, I told him I had this much money and he was supposed to help me. And now I'm upside down in this car. And it's just like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? It's the salesperson's job to get you to buy what they're selling, right, or whatever. So a lot of the times that's kind of what happens to women in these situations where we're going into these things thinking, oh, well, he know my pain. He know my baby daddy broke up with me that one time and I've been hurt ever since. And it's just like, nah, girl, like, you just gotta understand that somebody's trying to sell you something.
Literally, that's it. And don't bag. Okay, take it from my teeth. Don't bag what they selling, girl, because they worth it.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. I'm gonna head on that. I'm enjoying the podcast.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Share
Next
it.
week, call. Every week, call. We appreciate your feedback.
Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Okay. So that was good. That was good. Shout out to the ladies. Y'all
Shout out to the ladies. Y'all showed out and showed up.
Like I said, this ties into what I said before. We are in a spiritual war. So be safe out here in this dating world and be careful who you get body to.
It was spiritual today.
It was. I mean, as it should be. It should be because it's a war going on outside. So y'all
no man to save from.
So gear up. That's the thing. So let's get back into our last topic we was touching on before we run out of time.
Right.
Our last topic was the pretty privilege, handsome privilege, the pros and cons between, pros and cons and being nice, a good looking person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's watch the video here.
Of things that come with it, but there are benefits as well. But, you have to take the good with the bad. I'm not going to sit here and like play victim, but there are things that you experience as in a pretty privileged space that are negative. There's a dark side to it, and that's just the reality. There are a lot of benefits to being a pretty woman. And yes, I understand that everyone doesn't think I'm pretty. I get it, but
you are.
Thank you.
Let's be adults and
let's move on.
Like,
let's move on.
Come on.
There are definitely benefits to it. There are advantages in certain spaces to being a good-looking person. There are also disadvantages. People don't take you seriously. People assume that you sleep with everyone. People assume that if you're being nice to them, that you're trying to sleep with them. People try to sleep with you, and if you don't sleep with them, then they retaliate against you or talk bad about you because their egos are hurt. People think that you are too sexual when you're just showing up in your body wherever you go. People are assuming that you're only doing this job because you want to be famous or you want to be on television. There's people who don't want to work with you because their wife might be jealous, even though you have nothing to do with them. Like there's all sorts of things that come with it, but there are benefits as well. But
so I agree with that 200,000 million percentage, because I mean, not only because I'm nice looking, but because I have dealt with the pros and the cons.
Right.
I have dealt with the pros and the cons. And like she said, people are not going to even want to do business with you because they partner or their lover or their wife, or, think that y'all may have something going on. So that'll stop. It stops situations. You got women who literally don't like you for no reason. You got men who don't like you for no reason, who would retaliate against you if you don't like them or you hurt their ego. I've had that happen in real time, like in real life. So yeah, it has its pros, it has its cons, and I'm sure all of the beautiful people out there can agree with me.
I mean, this how I think about that. Well, I can't comment on men because I think, for me, I think all men are ugly, me included. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have, so I'm not even going to speak on that.
Wait.
I'm keeping that.
You said you think all men are
ugly, me included.
Okay.
So I can't even come, because I can't even start to have a conversation talking about, this guy. Look, look, man. So I'm not even gonna comment on that. So y'all feel me on that. But when it comes to females, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. Not to get all philosophical, there's a dude called Michael Foucault, right? He's like a philosopher or something like that. He writes on power. He is kind of like the big dude when you do your research on power. He talks about power and sexuality. He talks about the beauty of power. A beautiful woman, I was going to have, there's advantages to being beautiful. She gonna be able to do things that other women cannot do. Historically, that's how it's been the case, even biblically. You know what I'm saying? They talk, it's always gonna be like that. And like the ladies say, there's disadvantages to that as well. But is there advantages to it? Yes, there's disadvantages as well. But it's definitely a thing. Beautiful women are definitely gonna get in certain places and certain positions that certain women can't. And that's just a fact. And you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is.
I agree.
It's a fact.
It has its benefits and it has its disadvantages as well. But hey, you just gotta be happy and grateful with what God gave you, and use it to the best of your abilities, I guess. Use it for good. Don't.
Hey man, you just gotta get in where you can fit in. You know what I'm saying? But you,
I guess so.
You just gotta get in where you can fit in.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is, obviously, if you get into the building, or if you get into wherever you getting into because of your looks, you just gotta understand that there's always going to be somebody better looking. You know what I'm saying?
It is. So, and that's one thing that they be saying, like, it's going to expire. Oh,
so
beauty fades. Beauty fades. It's going to expire. It's going to go away. So the thing is, when you think you're a beautiful person, you have to understand that beauty is, it has to come from within. Like, it's not like an outside thing. You know what I mean? It has to be an inside thing, something that's within, the confidence and the beauty within you. Because yes, looks will fade. And yes, there will always be somebody younger and nicer and cuter and more beautiful than you. But if your beauty within surpasses any beauty that they have on the outside, then you win. You're the winner. You're number one. So what's important is just having that confidence within you, because there's always going to be somebody prettier, but that none of that matters when you feel how you feel on the inside. So it doesn't matter. Like
I'm gonna say to the beautiful ladies out there,
yeah,
you're beautiful and all of that. That's all good and ready. You know, that's good. But
thank you.
just make sure that you got something else to fall back on.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Yes.
You can't just be out here looking out pretty and all that because you know what I'm saying? Beautiful women is coming out.
Every fast 10 seconds. We get it. We get it.
You know
but that's why it's get clean up your inside. Make sure your inside is reflecting what's on the outside.
Yourself. Don't let that be the only thing you got. I'm beautiful.
For sure.
Have
for
some
sure.
fall back on.
For sure.
But is it a thing? Of course it's a thing.
It is. Yeah.
100%.
And it has advantages and disadvantages. So
that way.
You know, so yeah. Well, you know, looks like that may be our time. Munyon, what we got here? I'm loving the gear you have on.
Hey, this is my gear. This is for my collection. Spell, stay positive, enjoy life. That's what Spell stand for. And it's my clothing line. Y'all can hit me up on spell.com. And we got the book Shadow Outlines as well. Y'all can get that on Amazon.
Support my man. Support my co-host.
Yeah.
Support my co-host.
Let's talk about your stuff right here.
Yes. I got my candles, as y'all can see. I have my natural, healthy, clean candles. They're decorative candles, and y'all can get those on my website.
Good.
Y'all can get those on my website. Go check me out on Instagram. Perfect Ion Collection. She's perfection. Y'all be able to find me. Just Google it. And that's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah.
We be trying to run businesses out here. You know
we gotta support each other because if we don't do it, who else gonna do it? You know, we gotta have each other back on this. So y'all make sure y'all go and support. We appreciate y'all for watching today. And I guess we'll see.
Episode.
That's what's this number 5?
Number 5.
So this is number 5. So we'll catch y'all on the next one next week. Next Thursday. Tune in.
On time.
What's up?
It's a long story, but the thing is, why y'all women got so many demands? I mean, it's crazy, man.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you should just get it off your chest.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm finna do. Get it off my chest.
This man.